Namaste. On the auspicious occasion of International Yoga Day, I wish complete health and total happiness to all our Anand Kun subscribers, members, all our patients and friends. On 11 December 2014, in the meeting of United Nations in front of 193 members, the proposal was kept to celebrate every 21st June as the International Yoga Day. And with a thumping majority of 177 nations, this proposal was passed, and since then we are celebrating 21st June as International Yoga Day. It was the big victory of a new leadership of New India to serve mankind. Today, the whole world is sinking due to different kinds of pandemics. And youths are busy in materialistic enjoyment. At this juncture, yoga could be the real solution to save the world. This is the 7th year we are celebrating as a Yoga Day. All over the world, this day is being celebrated like a festival. So many meetings, seminars, workshops, awareness camps are being arranged on the subject of yoga, as the sole aim of yoga is transform the life of mankind. Generally, yoga is understood as doing some postural exercises or a breathing exercises that is being called as a pranayama, or doing some meditation to get rid of bodily ailments and mental stress. But more than that, yoga has wide dimension towards life. As we all know, yoga means union, uniting body, mind with the soul. Maharishi Patanjali, whom I call all-time ancient days scientist, not less than modern days Einstein, has compiled all this yogic knowledge in sutras. He defined yoga in his first sutra, that is Atha Yoga Anushasnam, means rearranging ourselves or disciplining our body and mind towards higher development. In his second sutra, he defines yoga as Chitta Vritti Nirodha, means going beyond a wavering mind, and always preaching for higher consciousness and surrendering to God or the whole universe. It's like inculcating the feeling that I am not there, only God is there. Yoga teaches us to feel that godly presence in everything. Everything is run and done by the higher consciousness. If we develop such a deep understanding and conviction, then only we can say that we are on the real path of yoga. So yoga has a deeper dimension to bring a change in our lives. It could be a very good solution to all our problems. We have to look it as a science with a new perception. As we are going through this difficult situation of corona pandemic, modern medical world has reached to its saturation and seems clueless. At least now we should look at different minutest aspects of yoga as a medicine. It is the time of survival of the fittest. No medicine is working. Situation is very, very alarming. Everybody's immunity is at all-time low. We have used all types of antibiotics and steroids. And with the ingestion of all these chemicals, we are developing furthermore new diseases. All food is polluted. Environment is also polluted. We have tried all vitamins, mineral supplements in the form of capsules and tablets. But everything has become havoc for us. Nothing is working. At least now, we need to wake up and understand our ancient scriptures and miraculous techniques mentioned in it. Unfortunately, our modern approach is disease-oriented, not health-oriented. All modern days therapies are focused to treat a patient when he is diseased, whereas they should have been focusing on how a person can remain healthy. That is why we need to understand yoga as a health science. After the coronavirus pandemic, everyone's priority is health. If anyone asks you, what do you want in life? The first thing which comes in our mind is health. Each and every human being wishes to remain healthy. But the question is how? What are those therapies which can keep us healthy? Is there any technique which can keep us healthy? What is that path which I must follow to remain healthy? Yes, friends, with so much of confidence and conviction, I wish to emphasize here that a miraculous technique named as Amroli, which is being mentioned in our yogic scripture Hatha Yoga Pradipika, could become a big relief for today's world problem like corona pandemic. At this juncture, Amroli could be the best solution to get rid of all diseases and attain health. Then what is Amroli? Amroli is a very simple practice that enhances the immune system, strengthens our aura, and improves overall complete health. In ancient days, I would say, spiritual aspirants, those who practiced Amroli, often find that the mind is less inclined to be scattered, spiritual energy is kept high, and progress towards samadhi is smoother. If the practitioner does regular yoga practice along with the natural sattvic diet and lifestyle, Amroli becomes more effective. So this Amroli Kriya, it is one of the most efficient and easy ways to purify the body. If we look at the past, the ancient yogis used to practice this Amroli Kriya. What does a yogi do? He seeks the truth. He practices austerities and meditates so as to have the ultimate self-realization. He sits for long hours. The body needs to be pure for that. To purify their bodies, the yogis used to do Amroli Kriya, which means that they would drink their own urine and nothing else. For a certain period of time, like 8 days, 10 days, 15 days, 40 days. And when they used to drink their own urine, drop by drop, their bodies used to gradually get purified. And that used to reach the higher state of consciousness beyond the body experience. Especially within yoga and tantra tradition, the use of urine has been kept alive. It served partially as a real therapy, a method to cleanse the physical body of impurities, but also as a way to further spiritual growth. As such, it should be considered more as a spiritual practice or a lifestyle. Swami Satyananda Saraswati, a very known figure from Bihar School of Yoga, shared in the preface to the book Amroli about his personal experiences with its use. Of course, not as a therapy, but in order to perfect Vajroli Kriya. Vajroli is one of the technique in yoga for washing the bladder. And he is convinced that those who want to perfect Vajroli will have to go through the process of Amroli. In ancient days, this Amroli Kriya is also practiced as Shivambu Kalpa. Shivambu Kalp Vidhi is a way of living. It is an offshoot of an ancient yogic tantra. Hence, introduction of Shivambu is the story march of traditional Indian healing techniques from Lord Shiva's time. This is such a long period of time that any art of healing could emerge alive through this period. Certainly cannot be called as an ordinary procedure of just urine drinking. During initial phase of inception, perhaps Amroli was practiced by spiritual aspirants for body and mind purification, which later developed as separate discipline named as Shivambu Chikitsa or an atto-urine therapy. There are many references found in contemporary literature, and all those are also related to spiritual way of living. In India, 5,000-year-old text has been found which describes the practice of atto-urine therapy. In this text, there are many references to herbs and medicines still used in present day of Ayurveda. This document called Damar Tantra consists of 107 verses. In Sanskrit, it is being called as shlokas, is called Shivambu Kalp Vidhi, the method of drinking urine in order to rejuvenate the body. Shivambu is a Sanskrit word. Shiva means pure and Ambu means water. So the Shivambu means pure water. It is said that the water from the Pinda is pure water. So what is Pinda? In Sanskrit it is being said, Yatha pinde tatha brahmande. In its essence, the microcosm is same as macrocosm. The entire universe is made of 5 great elements like earth, water, fire, space and air. The same 5 elements form the human body. So the body is in fact the pinda, the microcosm, and the water flowing out of the body is none other than urine. So Shivambu is nothing but a urine. Lord Shiva, the Adi Purusha, an Adi Yogi, who gave this entire knowledge of Shivambu to his wife, the goddess Parvati. The holy text Damar Tantra consists, as I said, 107 verses of Shivambu Kalp Vidhi, in which the Lord Shiva has given the secrets of maintaining youth, beauty and health to goddess Parvati. Damar Tantra Shivambu Kalp Vidhi is a manuscript which deals with the ancient practice of Amroli. That is, use of urine to purify the body and mind with the ultimate objective of attaining immortality. This explains that the purpose and the conscious effort that is needed while drinking urine. Many a times, common man was not interested in the philosophical and spiritual content. He was only concerned with the benefits of Shivambu in the perception of health. To him, the art and science of drinking urine was presented as Shivambu Chikitsa, means urine treatment. We therefore should not be surprised that after the passage of thousands of years, the spiritual aspect was forgotten altogether and all are concentrating about the physical aspect of urine drinking and extolling its benefits. In the Damar Tantra, urine is equated with a divine drink, which has the power to exterminate all kinds of illnesses and ailments. We find the mention of Shivambu not only in Hindu spiritual texts but also in other religion texts too. Its efficacy is well explained in almost all the Ayurveda scriptures. There are different Ayurveda scriptures. In Shushruta Samhita, it is said that human urine is an antidote to all poisons. In Bhavaprakash, it is said that human urine destroys poison. If it is properly used, it gives a new life, purifies blood, and clears skin troubles. In Ashtanga Sangraha and in one of the most well-known scripture, that is Harit Samhita, it is being explained that human urine destroys diseases of eyes, makes the body strong, improves digestion and destroys cough and cold. In Yoga Ratnakar, it says human urine controls bile in the blood, destroys worms, cleanses intestines, controls cough and calms the nerves. It destroys laziness and it is an antidote to all poisons. Nighantu Ratnakar, one of the best Ayurveda scriptures, says human urine is a good laxative, rich with vital minerals. It is bitter and sharp in taste and acts as an antibiotic liquid. It also works as an anti-aging agent and clears all Vata, Pitta, Kapha related diseases. Sodhel Nighantu says human urine wins over all toxins and destroys arthritis. So whatever was an ancient spiritual knowledge and Ayurvedic remedies about Shivambu has become a therapy today. All will agree with me that any disease is because of toxins accumulated in the body. The effect of urine taken in the body is of detoxification. So with the help of urine, we are not only treating the symptom, but we are treating the root cause of the disease. That is why it is more effective in treating all types of chronic diseases. And this Amroli yogic technique has become popular as urine therapy today. In India, the person to whom we give the credit for popularizing urine therapy, it is none other than our ex-Prime Minister, Mr. Morarji Bhai Desai. When he had gone to the United States, some journalists questioned him, "Is it true that do you drink your own urine?" Without hesitation, or embarrassment? PM of India replied, "Yes, I do." Some of the journalists laughed at him. There were some wise monks who realized that if the Prime Minister of such a big ancient country, which holds rich culture and yogic secret traditions, can drink his own urine, there must be some logic behind it. And this led to a lot of research and experimentation into urine therapy. Morarji was from Gujarat. Another Gujarati, Mr. Raujibai Patel, wrote one book called Manav Mutra, that is human urine, in 1960s. Because of these all Gujarati advocates, if you talk to a 10 random person in Gujarat today, you will find at least one Gujarati who practices Amroli or drinks Shivambu. At our present beloved Prime Minister also happens to be from Gujarat. We, the Amroli followers, always wonder how could our Prime Minister, who himself leads a holy yogic life, could be unaware of Amroli. Presently, there are so many doctors who practicing Shivambu and also advise their patients to do the same. In 1970, Dr. Shashi Patil, our founder of Shivambu Health Research Institute, started practicing Amroli, where the indoor facility was met and till date helped many patients from leprosy to cancer. How our founder Dr. Shashi Patil turned towards this miraculous therapy is also a big story to narrate, which I am not going to narrate here. But his incessant hard work in the field of Amroli, yoga people called him Shivambu Maharshi, also an Amroli yogi. The Prime Minister Morarji Desai heard about his groundbreaking work and paid a visit to our center in Kolhapur. After the PM's visit, more people started accepting Shivambu as a healing method. His work got its due recognition. Now almost 50 years have passed to this story. Ever since then, right from common cold to cancer, from paralysis to arthritis, diabetes, even insulin-dependent diabetes, back problem, spondylosis, stomach ailments, we have thousands of patients record of successful testimonials at the Anand Kunj Holistic Health Home. Also, we have published all these video testimonials on this channel Anand Kunj. Now, Amroli technique is being practiced all over the world. In India, many doctors, social workers propagate this therapy at the individual level. But after Corona pandemic, this effort of propagating Amroli Kriya needs bigger boost. Every village, tahsil, district, as well as at state level, we need to have an information center wherein a specialized, well-trained social worker can guide deceased people about this miraculous yogic technique. Human urine works as a good laxative, nourishes cells. It has antibacterial, antiviral effects. It also works as a hormone balancer. It has so much of scientific base now. As we know, COVID patients' lungs get affected due to virus attack. But how many of you know that in a mother's womb, our lungs are made of our own urine? In New York Times Medical Journal of August 16, 1988, it's quite a long time back, published one research report which says urine is a main component of amniotic fluid in that baths the human fetus. Normally, the baby breathes the urine filled amniotic fluid into the lungs. If the urinary tract of fetus is blocked, the fetus does not produce the fluid, and without it, the lungs do not develop. It has also been discovered that surgeries carried out in the womb does not leave a scar. Amniotic fluid, and especially the urea in it, in which the fetus floats, ensures a perfect healing of every wound within the womb. There is one book, Heart of Healing. The author name is William Poole. Describes in his book how remarkably well the scars of fetus which are operated upon are healed, as if nothing has happened. Whereas after the birth, same operations would have left big scars that would never completely disappear. So doctors were very surprised. Who discovered this? According to Dr. William Pull, they are trying to find out the reason behind it, as they are looking for a method to heal post-operative scars on adult. Hopefully, sometimes in the future, they will discover that the very simple method of using patient's urine for this purpose can heal any type of wound. Those people who are familiar with the urine therapy know from their own experience how a cloth-soaked urine used on a non-healing wounds can do wonders in healing those wounds. This is the fact that probably none of us without a medical background know. But the reality is the urine is absolutely vital to our body's functioning, and the internal and external application of urine have proven medical ramifications far beyond anything that we the general public can imagine. Also, there is a talk about immunity nowadays. Amroli has certain immunological effects as well. Clearly, urine is non-toxic. Although some illness substances might be present in the urine in small amounts if one is ill. The small amount of these substances possibly contributes to the effectiveness of urine therapy. If illness substances enter the body's defense mechanism are called into action. If substances which leave the body through urine are the same as those involved in the illness processes, they can stimulate the defense system to attack, and in this way body fights the illness. This explains why urine therapy has proven to be so helpful in treating different kinds of allergies. Similar process takes place when a person is vaccinated against certain diseases in which a small amount of bacterial and viral substances is injected into the healthy body. This stimulates the immune system to manufacture antibodies and thus defend the body. The practice of drinking and massaging urine allows antibodies greater access to the body, and which stimulates the immune system. Researchers suggest that the presence of antigens and antibodies in the urine strengthens the immune system. When urine is reintroduced in the body, the reintroduction of small amounts of bacteria or parasites found in the urine may stimulate the production of IgE and IgA. It's a virus inhibiting substance that prevents microorganisms from becoming embedded in the mucus. So IgA is found in mucus and in excretion products, therefore also in the urine. Urine therapy increases the production of IgA and in turn improves our immunity. Also during COVID times, we have seen deaths due to thrombosis buildup in our blood vessels. There are certain medicines like Urocanis, popularly known for cardiac infarction or a neurological infarction, made out of human urine, reduced thrombus. Practically, we too found that direct intake of human urine in our bodies reduces thrombosis. Also, there are so many anti-cancerous injections as well as hormonal drugs made out of human urine. So there are so many medicines are made out of human urine. Then why is it that the ordinary person is still kept in the dark? People do ask, why is our health minister not advocating Amroli Yoga? Great ancient countries like India, which is rich in its old tradition, should in fact be brimming with health instead of disease. The reason is that unfortunately all the policymakers are in deep obligation with the big pharmaceutical companies. It is nothing less than a multi-billion-dollar business until now, which is why urine therapy is not brought out in the world by those in power. We have a very high faith in the new regime of a new India. We have now a powerful leadership under which Ayush department is doing a good service as never before. Yoga is widely accepted as a medicine. We also appeal to all our concerned authorities, government authorities, to give due consideration to this faculty of yoga, that is Amroli. But instead of waiting for a government action to do anything, people like you and me and certain social organization has to take certain initiative to popularize this therapy. This is the need of time. To have a healthy discussion, we have formed one International Amroli Followers Forum. The purpose of this forum is to know directory of Amroli followers and share their ideas and research to common people. I appeal to all Amroli followers to join this forum and support this good cause to serve mankind. Lastly, to summarize, we can say over the years, urine therapy has proved to be an effective tool for healing in many countries. Auto-urine therapy has been evolved by its practitioners in a clinical situation rather than in an academic establishment, largely by their observation of human condition in health and disease. And its therapeutic methods have been established by practical experience. Therefore, it is not always possible to explain how it works, although most urine therapy procedures do have sound physiological basis. There may, however, be some statements or claims of Amroli yogic belief which we can't support with scientific evidence, but it would be a far greater mistake to disregard this Amroli phenomena simply because we can't yet explain them. The history of science is full of hypotheses which could only later be substantiated. There are a number of medicinal substances found in the urine. You can go through on the internet. Now, Amroli is no more in an experimental stage. A lot of research has already happened. There are so many research papers available talking about positive effects of human urine. It is easiest and the best way to maintain your good health. However wealthy you may be, illness takes its toll. It is wisely said that prevention is always better than cure. A beautiful, fit body is our birthright. A beautiful body should have a pious mind. And within the purity of body and mind, divine soul will emerge. And then only we will be ordained to do all our actions divine. We are here on this earth to be divine. We have been destined to be divine. In our life, we are born to do something great, create something meaningful. So to achieve that, you need to have a pure, selfless mind and healthy body. Then only we will be blessed to attain that divinity. To attain that divinity, practice Amroli. Thank you for listening. Dhanyavad.